Hey, what's up, guys? Final Battle is coming up next week, and I feel like this is a good time to analyze the Ring of Honor roster. There's been so much negativity about Ring of Honor this year. It's been kind of sad, actually, and this has been my least enjoyable year on YouTube so far. A lot of it has to do with Ring of Honor. It's just been kind of a chore to watch some of these television shows, and even after Best in the World, a lot of those shows really were a chore to sit through. It's just the overall feel of the roster is definitely at an all-time low. It's just I don't know what it is, and the negativity is just out of control. And if you say Ring of Honor sucks right now, I can't really necessarily disagree with you. I really can't. And I'm just being honest. I'm just not a big fan of the television show. When Nigel McGuinness's commentary is the best part of the show, I definitely think there's a problem. The booking's been pretty good, but at the same time, they really don't have much to work with. Don't get me wrong, there's been some good shows here and there, but also there's just a lot of stuff that I'm really disappointed with, particularly the Davey Richards Eddie Edwards storyline heading in the final battle. So I would say that 2011 has been the worst year in Ring of Honor history, and the first year that WWE has been superior to Ring of Honor, I would say, since 2003. So that goes back a while. So that just goes to show you how down I am on the company. Ever since the television deal, they've definitely been in a slump, in my opinion. But you know, in the past, whenever Ring of Honor got into a slump, they would always pick themselves back up within no time and get the ball rolling. It hasn't happened. It's been 6 months already, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna turn. You really feel like the company is really just on a downswing right now, and it's gonna keep getting worse. Uh, but I think Final Battle is gonna be a great show. I am optimistic about it. I think after Final Battle, maybe they'll get rid of some of these guys, and maybe they'll try to bring in some other big names that definitely are more fitting for the Ring of Honor roster. So I'm just gonna go through the roster really quickly and just kind of give my overall evaluation of where I see a lot of these guys. All right, first up we have Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. I think they're fine. I think they've been awesome the whole year. Obviously, Kyle's got a lot to work with on the mic. He's definitely need to improve on the mic. But these two guys are so good. It's scary to see how good they're going to become. They're just getting better and better. Their last match against the Young Bucks and PWG was fucking insane. I don't care what anyone says. You could definitely see the improvement. And thank God they signed them back in 2010, because they've been the best tag team of the year from an in-ring standpoint, in Ring of Honor. So great stuff there from Cole and O'Reilly. All right, Andy Right Leg Ridge. I think this guy has a lot of potential. His matches are always fun. He's a young kid. He's humble, and he's got his own little unique style. So I definitely think he's kind of underutilized. So definitely like to see more of him. Brutal Bob Evans has a pretty unique look. He's kind of reminiscent of Mickey from Rocky, that type of character. But I think he could do more, though. Maybe get him some more mic time. And I just think he's managing a shit talent, though. Maybe if you put him with the right guy, he could do more. All right, Caprice Coleman and Cedric Alexander. Kind of skeptical about these two guys. We've really only seen them wrestle on the South Carolina shows, which they've been pretty, average, I would say, from what I've seen. I think they're okay. They got athleticism, though. I wouldn't necessarily say they're charismatic. But let's give them a chance, though. I don't want to jump on it quite yet. I see them as more of a Cornette signing. I think at Final Battle we'll really see what they could really offer. They never really had a chance to wrestle on a big show yet, so we'll see what they could do. It's just they've kind of disappointed me with Haas and Benjamin. I thought that match was pretty awful, actually. It felt like I was watching an OVW type of match, or a Smoky Mountain Wrestling type of match. So we'll see what happens there. Carrie Silken, the owner of Ring of Honor. I would keep this guy away from the camera. I just don't see him adding anything in the personality department to the roster. I don't know. I don't really. I think he's kind of out of touch, and this is just my opinion. I know people are going to jump down my throat about this, but I still think you could have. I know Gabe didn't like to work with other people. I've heard that rumor, but I still think he made a big mistake by firing Gabe Sapolsky. That's just my opinion. All right. Next up, we have Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. All right. As far as Charlie Haas goes, it's no secret that I'm not a big fan of the guy. I definitely think the steroids have kind of affected his in-ring mobility. He looks like Steiner out there from 2003. Let me know what you guys think of that. That's what I see out there. I definitely see that type of body on him with the the chiseled chest with the skinny legs. He just looks off out there. Yeah, I think he sucks on the mic. I think he tries way too hard. I think his matches suck. I think everything about him just sucks. Am I the only guy? Am I the only one that just thinks he's not that good? I mean, maybe he's okay, but come on, man. He's got the amateur credentials. He's a great amateur wrestler. He's got Kurt Angle, Shelton Benjamin, part of Team Angle. He's got a great resume. But Ring of Honor is about getting it done in the ring right now, and he hasn't proved that he can get it done. I think Davey busted his ass and got a 4-star match out of him, but besides that, what has he really done? His matches with his tag matches haven't been that good in my opinion. I definitely think out of anyone, this Charlie Haas is the guy that needs to go. I think the tag division is good right now, but it's just a shame that Haas and Benjamin are the champions. They shouldn't be the champions. All right. Shelton Benjamin. I think Shelton Benjamin is a terrific talent. He's kind of been in a slump, but let's face it. When you have a guy like Shawn Michaels come out and say that Shelton Benjamin was by far the greatest athlete I've ever been in the ring with, that's saying a shitload of a lot. So you definitely know that the talent's still there. It's all about whether Shelton wants it or not. He could be as good as he wants to be, or he could be as crappy as he wants to be. Bottom line, I would definitely like to see Shelton Benjamin go for the championship in a singles role. I think singles, Shelton Benjamin needs to be singles. Shelton Benjamin is bigger than the world's greatest tag team. That's just my opinion. Next up, we have Davey Richards. Davey is the man in the ring for the last couple of years. He's been awesome. There's no denying, how great he's been.